Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm your digital host, Tatyana White, and welcome back to another episode of the 48 Recap, the one stop shop to catch up on some of the top news stories of the week, including an update on a Gunnersville officer involved shooting, details on an HPD officer being arrested, a Cullman County attorney faces many charges, including attempted murder, fishing tournaments canceled after the deadly boat crash in April at Smith Lake, more on the Trump administration removing nursing as a professional degree, UNA band performs at Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, weekend events, and much more. And so I hope you all are having a wonderful weekend so far, and I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family and friends. I know that I did. My family came from Tallahassee, Florida, along with my grandma from South Carolina, so it was really great to see them and like see my nephew and just having all of them here. It's been a while, and they live about 6.5 hours away, so it's really nice to be able to spend time with them. And I've never, of course, spent a Thanksgiving without my family, so it felt really great for them to be here. I did feel a little bit under the weather towards like the end of Thanksgiving, but I think I'm making it through whatever it is. I think all the season changes and everything, but I think I'm making it through now. But I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving and a great time fellowshipping with the ones that you love most. And I hope you all are enjoying like this time and just the cooler weather. It's definitely been super cold, so I've been bundled up. I think this is one of the first times I'm wearing like an actual sweater this year, or at least during this part of the year. So yeah, so I hope you all are staying warm, but also enjoying all the holiday festivities. Hopefully, it warms up a little bit more, but yeah, so let's get into this weekend's recap. So, we're going to start off with a 48 News update. Two men are now behind bars, and a third is dead after an undercover child sex sting ended with gunfire in Gunnersville last weekend. So, if you all remember, there was an officer involved shooting that happened last weekend, Saturday night going into Sunday. And so we followed that story this week, and the residents in that area in Gunnersville said that they're shocked and they're upset that those bullets were fired so close to their homes. And so our 48's Will Eldridge has more on this story.
So nerve-wracking to hear gunshots at night when you're trying to sleep, just about to fall asleep. Like, then came running down the hall trying to figure out, like, is my neighbors getting killed, you know?
Late Saturday night, residents of the Warrington Shores neighborhood say their normally quiet neighborhood was disrupted by gunfire. The Marshall County Sheriff says officers involved in an undercover child predator investigation shot and killed a suspect who had tried to run before pulling a weapon. Close neighbors say they're frustrated no one came to check on them. One saying the gunfire could have caused unintended tragedy.
Any weapon, no matter if it's a 22, tiny caliber, any BB gun will kill you.
Yeah.
And those bullets go through walls. Like, I found a jacket off a hollow point down there in the middle of the road, found 2 casings. Anywhere you look is not a safe backstop. There's houses all around.
The sheriff's office identified the suspect, who was killed, as Jack Smiley, a 27-year-old from Muncie, Indiana. 2 officers were treated for minor injuries following the incident. Aaliyah is currently investigating the shooting. Reporting in Gunnersville, Will Eldridge, 48, on your side.
And so, in addition to those 2 officers that were injured, and then, of course, the one killing, 55-year-old Edward Maddox and 19-year-old Caden Wilson were arrested during this incident as well, and they are charged with traveling to meet a minor for an unlawful sex act, and Maddox was also charged with first-degree human trafficking. And we also have new details on a Huntsville police officer who was charged with burglary and kidnapping. And so this happened this week. Brandon O'Field, he is behind bars after he allegedly broke into his ex-girlfriend's home on Thanksgiving morning. And on your screen, you can see brand new video from the scene on Keva Street in Meridianville. And police said there were 2 people inside the home when O'Field broke in. And in the video, you can see the neighborhood, you can see the damage that happened to the victim's door. And police said after the initial call, they saw him driving nearby and attempted to pull him over, but then he sped off. And so officers said that he topped speeds during this time where he sped off of up to 100 miles per hour, and then he got out and ran into a home. And that's when he had a brief standoff with police officers and he finally surrendered. And so officials with the Madison County District Attorney's Office says an Anaya's Law hearing will be scheduled for next week, and O'Field is being held without bond in the Madison County Jail. The Madison County Sheriff's Office is now conducting this investigation, and O'Field has been placed on administrative leave. And we're also following the story of a Cullman attorney who is behind bars and charged with attempting to kill her husband with a lethal dose of fentanyl. And so 74-year-old Sarah Baker was arrested on Tuesday night and now faces charges of conspiracy to commit murder, distribution of a controlled substance, and elder abuse, along with several other charges. And so court documents revealed Baker attempted to kill her husband on numerous occasions by spiking his food or drink with what she believed to be fentanyl. And Baker was not just an attorney, but she also used to work for the district attorney's office up until the early 2000s. Experts say that may impact her trial.
Due process requires a conflict-free and impartial system. If the district attorney recuses because of their affiliation with this attorney, the Alabama Attorney General will come in and prosecute the case or appoint another circuit to come in and prosecute this particular case.
Court records also show that a witness that's listed in this case against Baker is also one of her clients, and that witness is a 39-year-old woman. She was indicted in August by a grand jury for swallowing fentanyl in an attempt to destroy evidence in a case Baker was representing her in. And so in addition to one count of attempting to destroy evidence, that same grand jury also returned an indictment against the woman of possessing burglary tools. And so those offenses happened in March, according to those court records that we obtained. And the fallout from a deadly boat crash on Smith Lake in April, it continues. As you all remember, there was that deadly boat crash during that boating tournament in Smith Lake. And so now it's leading into other fishing tournaments all over the state of Alabama being canceled, so they won't be held liable if a similar incident were to happen at other tournaments. And so tournament directors, they are concerned that they will be held personally liable if something tragic like that were to happen, like at Smith Lake. 48's Nick Ballinger, he shares more on this story, and he followed this story this week after a Guntersville fishing tournament scheduled for Friday was canceled.
For years on Black Friday, the waters of Lake Guntersville have been real crowded. But this year, the annual Guntersville Open has been cast off before it could begin. Tournament directors posted this to social media, citing the deadly crash during a tournament on Smith Lake in April, causing concerns over who's liable during tournaments.
A lot of these smaller tournament directors that don't carry a lot of insurance or don't carry any at all said, hey, I'm not going to be responsible.
And that could cause cities like Guntersville, who rely on these tournaments, to take a hit.
It is definitely the economic engine for Guntersville. Restaurants are full, people are shopping, people are buying gas, people are buying ice.
But Guntersville isn't the only victim. More tournaments across the state are following suit. Fisherman Slick Johnson says it's this permit required by Aaliyah and the line at the bottom that's causing the concern.
They thought, man, I could lose my livelihood over the actions of somebody I don't know.
I asked a spokesperson from Aaliyah, and I was told, quote, neither the permit application nor the permit assigns liability to any individual or organization. But Johnson says it's not just the permit that's causing the cancellations.
And part of it has to do with what the DA said on camera.
The facilitators of fishing tournaments owe a duty to participants, to non-participants who happen to be on the water during fishing tournaments, and the general public to promote safety during fishing tournaments, signed by the grand jury.
The family of Joey Broom, who was killed in the Smith Lake crash, has sued Major League Fishing. Johnson says tournament directors are trying to avoid the same fate.
And some nurses are disappointed after the Trump administration excluded nursing as a professional degree program. And so this is happening due to those student loan changes. And so WAFF spoke with the president of the Alabama State Nurses Association, Abby Horton, and she said that this may be a concern for nurses who are looking to get an advanced degree. And so she says students in nursing and speech therapy could only get up to about $100,000 in federal student loans, while professional degree-seeking students in medicine or in pharmacy, they can receive up to $200,000. And so the press secretary for higher education says 95% of nursing students are in programs that won't be affected by the new caps. Horton wanted WAFF to be clear that her statements are her opinion only and not a reflection of her employer. And so with that being said, she told us that without those loans, she would not have been able to go back and get her advanced degree, adding that this could affect the nationwide nursing shortage that we already have in the U.S.
That can affect the ability for students, nurses, to go back to school for those master's and doctorate degrees when we have a shortage of nurses throughout the country. And so that is a concern.
Horton wanted to encourage anyone pursuing an advanced degree in nursing or just getting their nursing degree in general to stay the course, and adding that resilience is built in times like these. And the Cullman County Sheriff's Department announced this week that they implemented something that will act like a local extension of ICE. And so the Sheriff's Office is receiving the funding that comes with the partnership. 48's Aria Pond shares more on what that funding will be used for.
Cullman County Sheriff Eric Ballantyne says the nearly $130,000 is being put to good use.
Anything equipment-wise, but that's really what the money's for.
Sheriff Ballantyne says the money has been placed in their general fund so that the community members are able to track exactly how it's being used. That's because the county commission must approve of what it's spent on. So far, the list has consisted of
a up-to-date, state-of-the-art transport van to transport inmates. We can put females along with males in the same vehicle, and they're separated in compartments. We were able to put some more cameras in cars and buy equipment for that.
Eventually, he plans to buy a new x-ray machine for the courthouse. The Sheriff's Department received the money by signing up to be a part of a program that basically allows agencies to arrest and detain illegal immigrants without having to have an ICE agent there. That would be the 287G program.
Right now, where we are is we receive priority list. Either they have committed violent crimes, drug trafficking, drug dealing, anything like that, if they've missed their federal court date.
Ballantyne wants to ensure the community they're given a priority list by ICE and the Department of Homeland Security.
This is not something that we're making a top priority. We've got calls to answer. We have people in need here in Cullman County, but we do owe it to the people of Cullman County to keep them safe.
Ballantyne says only a few deputies are certified to act in this role. Reporting in Cullman County, Aria Ponds, 48 on your side.
And our very own UNA marching band put on a show in New York City Thanksgiving morning, and they were strutting in their purple and gold, and the marching pride was a sight to see. So the University of North Alabama band was handpicked to be one of the 12 bands performing in the 99th Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade this year. 48's Aria Pond, she takes us behind the scenes of UNA's band preparing for this major accomplishment.
Take a right at Columbia Circle, and then we come down 6th Avenue. So there's going to be well over 1 million people on the parade route watching our band and others.
The University of North Alabama band was handpicked to be one of the 12 bands performing in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade this year. Over the last year, Dr. Lloyd Jones says a lot of work has been put into preparing the band, even creating a practice field fit for the Big Apple.
There's a star in Herald Square in front of the Macy's store, and that's all you get on the street as a reference. So we're painting the star on our field so we can reference that as we march through the space, figure out just how far to go, how fast to go, what size step to take, and where every member of the 275-piece band will end up.
After hours of drilling, marching, practicing, and fundraising, the Marching Pride is on its way. And while you might see some of those familiar faces on the screen, you'll also hear familiar tunes, all with one thing in common.
Our group will be performing the music of Muscle Shoals when we go up to Macy's. Since the hit capital of the world is right here in the Shoals, we want to give a little bit of that to America and the international audiences.
Jones says the band members will also get the time of their lives while in New York City, seeing a Broadway show, the Rockettes, and the once-in-a-lifetime experience of marching in the actual parade. For viewers, Jones has one message.
We just want them to tune in and enjoy the show. They're going to have the best seat in the house right there on their couch with their cup of cocoa or their cup of coffee. And we want them to know that we're just proud to represent the university and proud to represent the Shoals and proud to represent Alabama.
The band should show up sometime around 9:22 to 9:52 in the morning Central Time. You can watch the parade live right here on WAFF 48 Thursday morning. In Florence, Aria Pons, 48 on your side.
Yes, congratulations to UNA Band. They sounded so amazing during that Thanksgiving Macy's parade, and it just feels like such a full circle moment. I remember on Thanksgiving when I was younger being in my aunt and uncle's house and in South Carolina, and we would watch the Thanksgiving parade. They had like a little TV in their kitchen dining room area, and we'd watch it all together Thanksgiving morning. And so it's such full circle that now I'm like in the newsroom and we're covering one of our very own bands here at in Alabama, UNA, being able to perform in that Macy's Thanksgiving parade. So they did so amazing. I hope you all were able to tune in. If not, definitely go back and watch their performance. They did so well. So. And coming up after the break, we'll take a look at some great events happening in the Huntsville and surrounding areas just in time to get you all into the holiday spirit this season. And so we'll talk about that when we come back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 48 Recap. I see I have a message from Donna Oliver. Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in. And I know I see you tune in for our weather extras and everything as well, so we always appreciate you here at WAFF for tuning into our streaming platforms. And there are just so many fun events that are going on this weekend, like the Iron Bowl tailgate at Field Day, where you can watch Auburn and Alabama go head-to-head until 11 tonight. This is an all-day watch party, so you can go anytime. It will end at around 11, so definitely go out if you can to that. And they will actually have former Auburn football player Sammy Coates, and he will be having a meet and greet there at Field Day from 4 to 5 p.m. And there will also be a $250 cash prize to the most dressed up, decked out fans. So whatever Auburn or Alabama attire that you have on, you could win $250 if you go all out for that and show up at Field Day. And there will also be discount drinks and food on the grill. They will have free popcorn giveaways, and then they will also have Auburn and Alabama themed cocktails. And Field Day is donating $250 to the Alumni Association of whichever school's drink has the most sales. So, you know, if you want to go buy the Auburn drink or the Alabama drink, you could be helping out that Alumni Association today. And I personally, I don't really have a dog in this fight. Around this time, I'm usually at the UF versus FSU game because I went to UF, but we really have not been playing that great this season. So it's interesting spending my first college football like rival weekend game in Alabama. This is my first time experiencing that. It's usually in Florida, but I'm sure it'll be so much fun. And I have a lot of friends and coworkers here who went to Alabama, so it'll be a lot of fun just getting to watch them at least cheer their team on. So go out if you want to have a place to go watch the Iron Bowl. I'm sure there's plenty of places here that will have it, but Field Day is so much fun. So if you can make it to Field Day, I would definitely recommend going out there to go watch it. And there's also a fun laser light show for the whole family to attend. You can enjoy a vibrant mix of holiday classics and modern favorites, just paired with those dazzling fantasy laser artwork. And each show is played loud, it's packed with color, and designed to get you in the holiday spirit. And you can even choose what experience you want. And so at 6:30 p.m., there will be that traditional favorites, kid-friendly classics, and just a really fun holiday staples playlist. And then at 7:30, there will be the more atmospheric holiday tracks with alternative rock. And there will also be 3D glasses provided to just enhance that visual experience of the laser lights. And so you can check out the laser light show every Saturday until December 20th at Campus 805 for $10. And if you all remember, it's kind of similar to the fun Halloween light show series that they had back in September and October. So if you were able to make it to that, this is going to be a very similar experience, but of course, Christmas festive themed. And there will also be, if you're still looking for like those holiday shopping or if you're looking for some unique gifts, today Low Mill Arts and Entertainment is hosting Small Business Saturday, where you can support small businesses and artists and makers and just be able to buy those like handmade, personalized gifts for your family or friends for the holiday season. And there's nothing like a good heartfelt handmade gift. And so if you want to be able to do that, that's going to be today at Low Mill Arts. And then my favorite thing I know to do is shop at small businesses, because that's usually where you can find those really unique custom gifts. And so that again is happening right now at Low Mill Arts and Entertainment until 7 p.m. And Bridge Street Town Center, they will also be having some really family fun events today and every weekend leading up to Christmas, including their holiday light show and Santa visits. And so again, those Santa visits and holiday light shows will be going on every weekend leading up into Christmas Day. And so you definitely want to check that out this holiday season. And it's going to be just a ton of fun for the whole family, and one of my personal favorite times of the year. And it's so festive and so fun. So if you can go to Bridge Street at all just to enjoy any of those festive Christmas things, I would definitely recommend that. And there are just so many fun events happening this weekend, including visiting the Tinsel Trail at Big Spring Park. It's free of charge and just one of Huntsville's most magical holiday traditions. And the Tinsel Trail is basically in Big Spring Park, where it transforms that area into just like this wonderland of over 400 live Christmas trees, and they're each uniquely decorated by local businesses, nonprofits, and families. And if you look at your screen, we actually have a WAFF tree out there on the trail for people to look at, and a lot of our amazing crew here at WAFF went out to decorate it. It looks so amazing and very creative. A lot of work went into it. So go check out our tree and many of the other ones, and it's always a good time to see that. And there's just so many fun holiday festive experience to go see this weekend, and like I said, all the weekends leading into Christmas. There's so many fun things that Huntsville and the Tennessee Valley are having. So go out, enjoy some of these things. A lot of these events are free or low of charge. So go out, and any other time throughout the week aside from the weekend, if you're looking for something fun or just a good event to go out to, you can always check out Huntsville.org's event tab and WeAreHuntsville.com's event calendar to see more events happening in the area. And that's all I have today for the 48 recap. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to tune into 48's Weather Extra segments. Our meteorologists go live every Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. and every Saturday and Sunday at 8:15 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. And so we'll have forecaster Jada Russell. She's going to be joining you all at 4:30 p.m. today for another edition of Weather Extra, where she will be talking more about rain chances that could be coming up throughout the weekend. I know that there's possibly some rain that's supposed to be coming later tonight into tomorrow, so she'll give you all a little more about that. And our Weather Extra segments are just another way to give you all those extra insights outside of our TV weather forecast, just to talk a little bit more about what's going on with our weather throughout the day and throughout the weekend and throughout the week as well. And so make sure to download our 48 apps and follow us on our Facebook and YouTube channels so you don't miss any updates on the news and on the weather. And if you would like to stay connected with me throughout the week, please be sure to follow my Facebook page at Tatyana White, WAFF48. I would love to talk with you all. I would love to connect with you all. So please, of course, feel free to reach out at any time. Take care, everyone, and stay safe. I hope you all have a very happy and festive day. Enjoy the Iron Bowl, and I will see you all back here next Saturday. And I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend.